reason that you're not getting your manifestation is because every day you are not deciding what it is that you want. Every day you are deciding to spiral out instead. What does spiral out mean? Let's go into it. To spiral out means to give your 3D more power than it needs to have. To spiral out is to decide that you want to stay in the old reality rather than the new reality. I'm going to give you a clear-cut example from my life so that you can understand what it means to just decide. And hopefully this prevents you from spiraling out anymore, because I've given you guys all of the tools to manifest and you're still not listening. And that's why you're not getting your manifestations. It's not that the techniques don't work. It's that you're not deciding clearly with your choices what it is that you're trying to manifest. You're not staying in the state. And after I talk about this and give you the clear examples, I'll also teach you ways to not spiral out. And I'm going to give you all of this information for free. Use it. Since I started doing my new manifestation techniques, hold on one second. Since I started this new manifestation techniques, I have managed to manifest 3 things within less than a month, literally like 2.5 weeks. I have manifested a new car with no money, no down payments. I am not making any payments on this car. It's a $4,000 car. I manifested it. I manifested a new job opportunity where I'm going to be working at an office doing Reiki. I manifested my twin flame, the love of my life, come into my life. All 3 of these things in less than a month. I used the playlist Subliminals that Rita Kaminsky is circulating right now for free. Absolutely free, guys. Okay. If you don't know who Rita Kaminsky is, go look up her channel. She's got a playlist. It's completely free. She'll send it to you. I picked 3 things that I wanted to focus on, and I separated them into subliminal playlists. Okay. I made a subliminal playlist for love. I made a subliminal playlist for money. And I made a subliminal playlist for just general things that I wanted, like beauty, dream house, dream car, right? And I listened to each of them for 3 days. So for example, I took the love ones, I listened to them for 3 days, and then I switched to the money one, okay? Then I switched to the beauty one, okay? This is all I did. Before I started these subliminals, I had already manifested my new car. So all I needed to do was manifest this new job opportunity and the love of my life. Now I'm moving on to other things. It's that simple. But beside listening to these subliminals, I decided what I wanted, and I told the universe, and I didn't spiral out. So I'm going to give you those examples, as I said. So shortly after meeting the love of my life, we had gotten into our first disagreement. And immediately it had gotten to a point where I felt like I was losing control of the situation. Okay. He had blocked me on Facebook. He had unfriended me. And I could have, I gotta, hold on. To turn off my phone, guys, one sec. It was just 444 when I unpaused it. Okay, so it was already shut off, but I didn't know that. Okay, so at this point, I could have made any choice whatsoever. Any choice whatsoever. I chose to stay in the state I'm going to say that again. I chose to stay in the state. What was my state? My state was the state of my boyfriend is obsessed with me. He is obsessed with me. There is no other reality other than my boyfriend being obsessed with me. I ignored everything else. I ignored the fact that he had blocked me on Facebook. I ignored everything. I chose to not acknowledge it other than to bring it up in passing. I didn't focus on it. I didn't spiral out of control. The old me in the old 3D would have spiraled out of control and said, oh my God, what do I do? I might have started blowing up his phone. I might have sent him 20 messages. I might have said, why did you block me? Why did you block me? What's going on? Don't you love me? Do you miss me? Blah, 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 blah. But I didn't do that because this is what I did. And this is how you guys stay in the state. I asked myself, what would a woman whose boyfriend is obsessed with her do? How would she respond? Would she respond with a million texts? Would she respond with spiraling out? Would she respond with blowing up his phone? Would she respond with, do you love me? Do you care about me? Why are you doing this? Blah, 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 blah. No, she wouldn't. She would understand that her man is obsessed with her and she would act accordingly. So this is what I did. I didn't spiral out. I sent the only acknowledgement I gave of my 3D reality was in passing. For example, I messaged him and said, did you block me? Laugh out loud. And that was it, right? Because a woman who knows her man is obsessed with her is going to take everything tongue in cheek. She's going to be like, what? Because she understands, like, this is laughable. You are so obsessed with me. The fact that you're blocking me is a joke. There's no way in hell that you're doing this, right? It's like, she's like, this is not, it's actually funny that you're even trying to pretend like you can block me, right? Simultaneously, when this was going on in my life, okay, I had deposited a check into my account and my account was not in the negative. Everything was fine in my account. For some reason, the bank had decided to put a hold on the check. And this is the same check that I have been depositing for at least 3 years. Why they decided to put a hold on it, I don't know. All I know is that I was listening to money subliminals and this happened. And so the universe is saying to me, okay, are we going to choose to spiral? Did I spiral? No. Instead of spiraling out, what I said was, I'm going to remain in the state. So what is the state? The state of someone being rich. The state of someone who is financially independent. The state of a rich bitch. Would Donald Trump, okay, and I'm not condoning Donald Trump because I'm not going to get into politics. I'm not going to say, who I like or who I don't, but you guys already know my views. As long as you're a good person, which I don't think Trump is, all right? I'm gonna like your beliefs or whatever, okay? It has nothing to do with Republican, Democrat, whatever. If you're a good person, you're a good person. It's gonna show, okay? But point being, would Donald Trump spiral out of control over a check that he deposited? Okay, he's rich, he's a billionaire, okay, multimillionaire, whatever. Do you think if Donald Trump deposits the check and it doesn't hit right away, that he's worried about any money at all? Hell no. He's a billionaire. He's a millionaire. Whatever he is, billionaire, trillionaire, I don't know. I don't care. He's rich. And so his mindset is, if the money's not there, who cares? It's a tiny little trickle of my ocean well that I have created of my wealth. It's a drop in a hat. So I asked myself, why would I spiral? I'm in the state of someone who's rich and financially abundant. I'm going to spiral over a $132 check? I don't think so. No, I'm rich, universe. I don't even need that check. You can keep it. I can just give it away right now. And this is what I mean by staying in the state. If you have to say out loud, no, I'm not going to respond to this. My boyfriend doesn't block me because he's obsessed with me. He would never even dream of doing this, right? You stay in the state. No matter what it is that you have to tell yourself, if you're spiraling so dangerously that you cannot get yourself out, put on some subliminals and listen to them until you believe everything that comes out in the subliminal. If you're spiraling and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I need this check and what am I going to do and I don't have the money, then listen to subliminals that say, you are rich, you are rich, you are rich, until your brain freaking believes it and it programs it so that you don't spiral and you stay in the state. Because let me tell you what happened next. I started to spiral into the old woman, the one that says, oh, maybe my boyfriend is not obsessed with me. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe he doesn't feel the same way. And I started to spiral and I told myself, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to remain in the state of my boyfriend's obsessed with me. He would never dream of blocking me. He would never dream of doing anything disrespectful. That's not him. He's obsessed with me. And so he acts accordingly. And this is my reality. And I'm going to make this choice. And when I started to spiral, I put on those subliminals that said, your SP is obsessed with you. Your SP is obsessed with you. Hi, kitty. And I just replayed them over and over again and over again until I stopped spiraling. And let me tell you what happened. I went into my son's room and I actually said, this is what's going on, but I'm not going to spiral. I'm going to stay in the state. It's funny. Everything leading up to that moment, I was starting to spiral and then I opened my YouTube and there it is, a good trusted video from Rita Kaminsky saying, you're getting your manifestation now. And I said, there's my sign. I am not going to spiral. I'm going to stay in the state. I didn't watch the video. I did end up watching it later, but just reading her words on that video and she's saying, you have your manifestation now. It kept me in the state. And that's why I'm so grateful for these other manifestation coaches and gurus, because they will help you to stay in the state. If you're spiraling, turn on one of my videos, play one of my rampages, reach out to me, do whatever you got to do. I'd rather you do that than to spiral out of control. Do whatever you can to keep yourself in the state until you get your manifestation. And let me tell you what happened. I went in my son's room. I told him, I said, I'm not going to spiral. I saw Rita Kaminsky had posted a video. I'm going to stay in the state and I'm going to prove to you and I'm going to prove to my daughter, because I told my daughter the same thing. I said, I'm going to prove to you guys that manifestation works. And I'm going to prove it to you right now because I'm going to stay in the state and watch. Within the hour, I'm going to change this around. I'm going to be living proof right now. And within less than an hour, within half an hour, my boyfriend had already friend requested me back, unblocked me on Facebook, was blowing up my phone with texts. I'm so sorry. I don't know what got into me. I'm so in love with you. Blah, 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 blah. Please forgive me. Let's talk. Blowing up my phone over 20 messages back to back to back to back. Calling me, spamming my phone, as he should, because I had already decided, right? My boyfriend is obsessed with me. There's no other way. There's no other choice. And within a few hours, the check was in my account. It took a little bit longer than the first manifestation, but if I would have spiraled, it wouldn't have ended up in my account, right? Just because it doesn't happen immediately doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. You have to remember to stay in the state, no matter what. Because every single day when you get up, you're making a choice to either stay in the old story and defeat it or to make a new choice. When you make this new choice, there might be a delay. The 3D is slow as hell. That doesn't mean that you go back to the old state. And for example, you guys will leave comments. Oh, well, how do I stay in the state if, I go to get gas and I don't have gas money? There's ways around everything. So put what you can into the gas tank and then don't worry about it. If you can only put $10 in, then put $10 in and say, I can afford all the gas that I want. That's how you stay in the state. My kids will ask me for things sometimes that are outside of my budget, right? Instead of saying, oh, we can't afford that, mommy can't afford that, what I say is, it's not in the budget right now, but maybe next week. Okay? Mommy is budgeting wisely because I have so much money, but I want to make sure that I budget it wisely. This is how I stay in the state. I don't say I can't afford it. I say I'm rich, I can afford whatever I want, but I want to be smart about how I spend my money. This is how you stay in the state. It's that simple. You choose and you stick with it until it manifests. That's all I have. Love you guys.